Lines of traffic are long and tempers are likely getting shorter for drivers on the Trans-Canada Highway close to the border between Nova Scotia and New Brunswick. Nova Scotia is open to travelers from PEI and to travelers from Newfoundland and Labrador, just not from New Brunswick, and we'll explain why.
I may have jumped the gun a little bit on taking this trip to New Brunswick from Nova Scotia when New Brunswick was open to everybody, but Nova Scotia was like, definitely not. Well, that is why, and everyone laughs, but that is why you always bring as many toys with you as you can. You gotta bring a road bike, you gotta bring a BMX, you gotta bring a mountain bike, and your skateboard. There's no way that we're going to run out of things to do as we wait for everything to open back up. I just didn't bring enough underwear. There's also this guy. He's always down to party. I don't see it being particularly productive for me to get all bent out of shape about all the new rules, travel restrictions, things that have gotten changed, whatever. There's still the ability to go ride a bike right now, which is exactly what I'm gonna do. But one thing is for sure, that ride I was touting and wanting to do on Saturday, I think it's postponed. Knowing me, if I've said something once, I've probably said it twice. Actually, I've probably said it 100 times, and more than likely I've contradicted it as well at some point in my vlogging career, but I'll say it again. I am not a very good cornerer of bicycles, at least not at high speeds where, like, you know, skill and talent really needs to take the wheel, or the handlebars in this case. Medium speed where it like doesn't matter so much, I could like handle my own, but in here everything can be done at like relatively high speed, and there's a lot of them, so it gives you this really good opportunity to like work on that skill, try and get better and better at it. And they're not so big with so much consequence that like fear starts to overtake. You're actually excited to keep trying them. And like I said in yesterday's upload, this is the same trail, the like dirt bike owned trail that we were riding yesterday, me and my dad. The dirt bikes make like the perfect tiny little lip berm for a bike to just like dig right into, get traction, get around corners. It's so fun. Tempted to do a second lap, but I did a second lap. Okay, so if you are not Atlantic Canadian, you're not Canadian, or if my quick, terrible, vague, very low information filled intro left you kind of wondering like, what is he talking about? Why can't he go home? What? Atlantic provinces are made up of New Brunswick, where I am right now, Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, and Newfoundland. There's been travel restrictions between all the provinces. The Atlantic bubble takes those 4 provinces and says you can travel between these 4 provinces safely with no need to isolate. And that was supposed to start again today, June 23rd. The premier, the leader of Nova Scotia, decided that New Brunswick would be the only ones who couldn't do that. And me, having come here early, expecting to be able to go back with no issue without having to do any isolation, had that change, which is like not a big deal. It's 7 days of isolation, but it's like probably gonna change again. It changes all the time. And while I'm here, we can do whatever we want. Like I'm free to go do whatever. But if I go home, I have to stay like locked in a room for 7 days. So we're sort of like, do I go back yet? Or do you wait Like, do you wait a week for everything to be open and then I go back then? Like, what's better? Me locked in a room or me in another province with the dog away from Angela? What would you do? Either way, once I'm done these smile fries, because I'm at my parents' house and I get to be a child, I get to go ride BMX with one of my best friends, Corey. So, you know, +1 for staying in New Brunswick. This mini ramp's pretty good. It's like mellow enough and sticky enough that you can do like a bunch of lip tricks on it and whatnot. But that spine, I haven't hit a spine in like a really long time and it's real scary. Once Corey gets here and my competitiveness comes out and my ambition for wanting to be the center of attention at all times really takes over, I bet I'll go over it. But look how good, even though none of you care, this bike will ice pick this coping with no brakes. That's unheard of.
So late.
Not actually not that late.
Takes you a second to read.
Oh my God, look at that.
Whew. Yep.
Forgot what you were doing.
What? Go to all this is. Oh my gosh. Yep.
Look at the moon.
It's a pretty good Shediac moon.